Shalom and greetings from Jerusalem, Jane, up close and personal. Yep, I'm back wearing a turtleneck. It's rain, it's foggy. Some places in Israel we even have floodings. That comes after a week with beautiful weather. As a matter of fact, we had 23 Celsius in Jerusalem yesterday, and we broke a 65-year-old heat record for January. So that was quite extraordinary, but now we are back wearing turtlenecks. So you know how every day when I go through my Facebook memories, I'm being reminded about the thousands and thousands of news updates I have made over the years, and how many of them, just like this one 9 years ago, is about a terrorist attack, and how I attended a funeral for a young female soldier who was brutally killed together with 3 other soldiers when a Palestinian Arab terrorist rammed them down in Jerusalem. He came with his big truck, and when he saw all of these soldiers standing at the side of the road, he simply just crushed them to death. I will never forget this. It was absolutely devastating. This young lieutenant, Shai was her name. She was the second child out of 4 children. And I remember listening to her siblings and watching her parents sob. Another Jew being brutally murdered in a terror attack here in Israel for no other reason than being Jewish. While at the same time we watched again how Hamas and the innocent civilians in Gaza was out celebrating in the streets, were out handing candy out in the streets in celebration of another Jew, 4 Jews brutally murdered in a terror attack. I took these photos from that funeral. You can see one of her friends sitting next to the tomb or the gravesite. It was a devastating day. I will never forget that. I actually made a video 9 years ago where I spoke about reporting about that and being at that funeral. I think I will share that on my private Facebook a little bit later today. Then 8 years ago, what was I reporting about? A Jewish father was brutally shot and killed in another terror attack, murdered for no other reason than being Jewish. Then we comes down to 3 years ago. I was reporting about, at that time we had short hair, but I was speaking about how Israel got a new government, and also how I attended the funeral of a young Jewish girl murdered in yet another heinous terror attack. That was 3 years ago. And then 2 years ago, devastating, 9 Israeli soldiers were killed in Gaza defending these modern day Nazis. And I remember these were the first names, 4 soldiers' names and photos that came out, but 9 soldiers were killed in one day. And here's another video update where I'm speaking about that, and I'm sharing the photos of these soldiers. Over the years, thousands of video updates I have made speaking about horrific terror attacks here in Israel, horrific terror attacks of Jews being murdered for no other reason than just being Jewish. And our heart never heals before there is another terror attack. You can see the sun is actually trying to peep in a little bit now. This week, I hope you didn't miss the different videos that I made being out and about. I saw tourists coming back, and I was like, let me make some videos to give some tips to the tourists. It all started by me going to the Garden Tomb, which is a very significant place for Christians when you come here. And I recorded a short video where you can see a big, large group from America. It's praying and blessing a group from Africa, so that was quite extraordinary. I walked around in the Garden Tomb, which is such a place of peace and tranquility, and I just recorded some videos because I know there are so many Christians who absolutely love Israel, the land of the Bible, the Holy Lands, and your heart's desire is to come here to Israel, but for different reason. Just like my grandparents never did, you don't get the chance to come here to Israel. So I I decided to just share with you what it looks like from the garden tomb. And I actually got the opportunity to just stand alone inside the empty tomb and just sing the song, I surrender all, I surrender all. I will get back to that in a little bit, why I did that. And then I walked outside and I recorded another video saying if you're coming out of the garden tomb, then you walk this way, and then you can take a bus. As a tourist, then you have the option of taking a bus down to the Western Wall. This is where you get off the bus at the Western Wall. This is where you get on the bus. Just like a tourist trip, and people really seem to enjoy that, so I hope you didn't miss that. And then, of course, I was praying at the Western Wall, and we had a huge group of young female soldiers coming in, and they were all standing writing little prayer notes, and they went up and they put them in the wall, and just, they're so young. I can't believe how young they are. And I made some videos from that, and also videos from them praying up against the wall. And when I had prayed against the wall and praying for you, all of my followers also, and blessing the Holy Land, I sat down, and I had 3 of them. They came and sat right next to me and behind me, and I said, what unit are you from? And she explained, and I said, God bless you. May God bless you. And she was like, thank you. God bless you too. They were so cute. Then yesterday I made a video from downtown Jerusalem, because when you come as a tourist and you're coming to the intersection where King George and Jaffa meets, where the light rail is, normally there are buses going up and down King George, and there are so many shops all the way down, and the shops are closed and there are no traffic, and they're doing construction, and it looks a little sad and empty. All the shops are closed, and people are like, what is going on here? We are used to all the hustle and the bustle. So I said, well, that's because they're putting down new tracks and they're preparing for new lines of the light rail. So there's a certain part of King George that's closed now for traffic, and they didn't get enough customers, so many of the shops have moved to other locations. So I just made a video speaking about that, just to give you some updates, and because people like to see when I'm out walking around Jerusalem. So let me end by saying this. I think some of you have been or are in the same situation as me, where you have been in a transitioning, when you are transitioning out of the old and God is preparing you to go into something new. And for me, sitting for so many years reporting, being out at demonstrations and rallies and press conference, and going home and report, what an honor and a privilege it has been, and working my way up to get a journalist press pass from the government, and what an honor it has been. But it has also been tough, and things are just rapidly escalating in the last 2 years, with the war in Gaza and war on 7 fronts, and running for our lives with ballistic missiles from the Houthis and from Iran and Hezbollah and all of that. So God has brought a lot of healing to me from all the trauma and stress and threats to my life by Arabs and stuff, and closing the door. And now we are in 2026, and I'm super excited. There's so much to do. There's so much to report about. And I would like to invite some of the families to all of those terror victims that I've been reporting about, to have them come in and share their stories that mainstream media never do. It doesn't even read the media unless 1 or 2 or 3 or more than 1 has been killed in a terror attack here. And I would like to have them come in and share their stories. So you need to see their faces and hear their stories. It's Shabbat. People are cooking and cleaning, and so many thousands of families here in Israel, they're going to have an empty seat because their beloved was murdered in a terror attack, or their beloved was killed in battle as a soldier defending the Jewish homelands against all of her enemies. So there are so many stories to tell. There are so many people to interview. There's so much to do in 2026. And God has been preparing me for this, and is still preparing me for this. So I want to invite you to be with me on this journey as someone who's all alone and been working alone, moving forwards. I'm looking for the right help and the right offices where we have fully equipped studio, where we can do, God willingly, a podcast where I can invite these people in and come and share their stories. and invite experts, security expert, police officers, military spokesperson to come and give a current news update of all the things that's happening. So I have so many plans, I have so many goals, I have a long list of people I want to interview, names that has been written down for this next season in 2026. So I invite you to be part of me on this journey. And again, I'm going to share the link to the article on Jerusalem Post where I wrote down this whole vision and a lot of the people I would like to interview and what I would like to do and what I need and the different needs into all of this. Of course, it's also going to take a lot of finances. So please click on that link, read that article, and please share it out. I'm really humbly asking you, please share out that article. My email address is in there for anyone who want to get a hold of me with those specifics that I've been writing down. And again, people have asked, Jane, how can we sow into your voice? How can we sow into your vision of wanting to produce all of this out of Israel? There are 3 donation platforms. I will also share them when I share this video. So God bless you. Thank you for being with me on this journey going into 2026. I'm super excited about everything. Shabbat Shalom. Someone is cooking in my house. I'm just temporarily for a short period staying here in East Jerusalem with a couple of ladies, still looking for my own apartments in this new year, somewhere here in Jerusalem where I believe the Lord has prepared for me to settle and have my foundation and my dwelling place. So God bless you. Shabbat Shalom to all my Jewish friends and followers around the world, and to all people celebrate Shabbat. Pull the plug, seek the Lord, be with your family, recharge. It's always a good thing. Bye.